Breaking news out of Los Angeles. The Chargers just made a move that no one saw coming, and it could completely shake up the NFL season. Fans are stunned, analysts are buzzing, and this decision might be the turning point the franchise has been waiting for. Stay locked in, because what we're about to uncover could change everything for Justin Herbert and the Bolts offense. Los Angeles Chargers fans, listen closely. Something big is happening, and it's already sending shockwaves through the league. Behind the scenes, bold and controversial roster discussions are underway, decisions that could redefine the entire course of the season. Before we get into the latest updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon, so you never miss the breaking stories that matter most in the NFL. Alright, let's dive into the news. The buzz right now is centered on a possible move that could directly reshape Justin Herbert's offense. Imagine an experienced, explosive wide receiver, a player with speed, versatility, and the ability to stretch defenses deep downfield. That's exactly what's on the table, as reports indicate that Khalif Raymond could be available. Raymond has quietly built his NFL career on discipline and adaptability. Since entering the league back in 2016 as an undrafted rookie, he's carved out a reputation as not just a reliable receiver, but also as a dangerous punt returner. Even at 31, he still brings the kind of explosiveness and playmaking ability that could instantly inject life into the Chargers' passing attack and special teams unit. But here's where it gets interesting. Detroit may actually be open to parting ways with Raymond. With younger receivers stepping up and making noise, the Lions could be looking to move him in exchange for defensive help or additional offensive weapons. If the Chargers decide to take that gamble, it could be the exact spark this team needs to finally make a run. Not long ago, the Chargers signaled their trust in youth by moving Tim Patrick to the Jaguars, a decision that raised eyebrows but also revealed how confident they are in their developing talent. Still, there's no denying one simple fact: Justin Herbert needs more weapons. Right now, his passing attack leans heavily on two pillars. Keenan Allen, still as dangerous as ever on the short and intermediate routes. And Ladd McConkey, the breakout rookie who wasted no time proving he can be trusted. But beyond those two, the picture gets blurry. Quentin Johnston has yet to deliver on expectations, and although Trey Harris and Keandre Lambert-Smith bring promise, rookies can't always be counted on to carry a long, grueling NFL season. That's why Khalif Raymond suddenly looks like the missing piece. He's not the loudest name on the market, but what he offers is exactly what Jim Harbaugh's system thrives on: depth, discipline, and reliability. Plug him into this offense, and Herbert would instantly have another trustworthy option. Just imagine a trio of Allen, McConkey, and Raymond stretching defenses thin, a nightmare scenario for any secondary. But here's the real question: what is the front office willing to risk? Do they trade away valuable draft capital? Do they sacrifice a defensive piece? The gamble is obvious, but so is the potential reward: a steadier, more balanced offense capable of surviving the long grind of the season. And as if this wide receiver dilemma wasn't already enough, there's another storm brewing. The Chargers' offensive line, the very foundation of Herbert's protection, is showing cracks at the worst possible moment, right before their season opener against the Chiefs. Just when everything seemed to be lining up perfectly for the Chargers, the first crack in the armor appeared. Right guard Mekhi Becton, one of the team's most important offseason additions, suddenly showed up on the injury report, and the timing couldn't be worse. Listed with an illness, his status for the season opener is now in question, throwing uncertainty into what was supposed to be a clean slate heading into Week 1. This isn't just any opener. The game will be played in Brazil, a historic setting already carrying massive pressure. Up until this news, optimism was sky high. The medical staff had cleared running back Najee Harris from his eye issue and safety Elijah Molden from his knee problem, leaving the roster fully healthy. Fans and coaches alike were confident this team could finally hit the ground running without excuses. But with Becton's availability now hanging in the balance, that optimism has turned into anxiety. If he can't go, the responsibility falls on Jamari Salyer, the versatile lineman capable of filling multiple spots across the offensive front. Reliable, yes. Battle-tested, absolutely. But even with his versatility, there's no denying the drop-off in strength and stability compared to what Becton was expected to provide. The latest look at practice suggests a reshuffled unit of Joe Alt, Zion Johnson, Bradley Bozeman, Jamari Salyer, and Trey Pipkins. On paper, it's not disastrous. But against the Kansas City Chiefs defense, every crack in protection matters. And one weak link on the line could be all it takes to change the tone of the entire opener. The real problem for Los Angeles is that this offensive line doesn't look like the wall Jim Harbaugh had in mind to stand up against Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones. And that's where the worry really begins. Anyone who watched last season knows the truth. The interior of the Chargers line was a weakness that never went away. Justin Herbert spent too much time under duress, throwing the ball quicker than he wanted, scrambling just to avoid sacks. It limited the passing game, killed rhythm, and made the offense predictable. Defenses didn't have to guess, they knew pressure would eventually break the pocket. That's why the addition of Mekhi Becton was hailed as a turning point. His size and strength promised stability, something this unit desperately needed to protect Herbert and open lanes for the run game. But now, with his debut already in doubt, the old fears are creeping back. Will Herbert once again be forced to carry the entire offense on his shoulders, fighting off relentless pressure without the support he deserves up front? And the ripple effect doesn't stop there. A shaky offensive line doesn't just affect the quarterback, it puts the running game in jeopardy, too. That's why the Chargers face another critical question: who will truly take over as the lead running back? Najee Harris brings experience and power, while rookie Amarian Hampton flashes raw potential. But against a Chiefs defense known for its physicality, even the most talented backs will struggle without solid blocking. This brewing battle for the starting backfield spot has now become one of the most closely watched storylines, adding even more tension to an already high-stakes opener. As the countdown to the historic opener in Brazil continues, one burning question hangs over the Chargers: who will line up as the team's lead running back in 2025? Inside the locker room, the answer isn't set in stone, and outside of it, the debate has taken on a life of its own. Fans are split, analysts are weighing in, and the competition has become one of the most talked about storylines of the entire preseason. On one side stands Najee Harris, the battle-tested veteran. Durable, consistent, and reliable, Harris has never missed a single game in his NFL career, racking up 68 consecutive starts. That kind of dependability is almost unheard of in today's league. It's exactly why the Chargers brought him in, to stabilize a rushing attack that has too often left Justin Herbert carrying the load by himself. With Harris, you know what you're getting: power, experience, and the confidence of a proven starter. But then comes the wild card, rookie Amarian Hampton. Young, explosive, and hungry, he's already turning heads in training camp. His bruising style, ability to break tackles, and raw energy bring something the Chargers haven't had in years: unpredictability. Every touch feels like it could shift momentum, and that spark has fans calling him the future of the backfield. For much of the week, the expectation was that Jim Harbaugh would lean on tradition and give the starting nod to Harris. But Hampton's rapid rise has complicated that decision, creating a true battle between experience and potential. And with the Chiefs' defense waiting in Brazil, this choice could set the tone for the entire season. And then came the twist that shook the conversation. On his show, veteran journalist Rich Eisen revealed that Jim Harbaugh may actually be leaning towards starting rookie Amarian Hampton against the Chiefs. If that report holds true, it would mark the first time in Najee Harris's career that he begins an NFL game on the bench, something almost unimaginable just a few months ago. But here's the catch: under Harbaugh, the word starter doesn't carry the same weight. He's been clear about his philosophy, a run-heavy approach with constant rotation. Both Harris and Hampton are expected to share snaps, meaning both will have chances to leave their mark on the game. Still, that doesn't erase the intrigue. Fans can't help but debate: is this the dawn of a new era, or just a temporary experiment? The drama is undeniable. A proven veteran possibly giving way to a rookie. A reshuffled offensive line already raising concern. And the looming question of whether Khalif Raymond could arrive to strengthen Herbert's arsenal at wide receiver. All of this converges in one setting: the season opener, on international soil, with the Kansas City Chiefs on the other sideline. Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, and the reigning champions waiting in Brazil as the world watches. For the Chargers, it's more than just week 1. It's a test of identity. A chance to show that despite the doubts, the injuries, and the controversies, this team can flip the script and write a new story for 2025.